Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Monday, July 31st, 2023. Stand up for your country. Some breaking news today about this Devin Archer guy, partner to Hunter Biden, testifying in front of some congressional people. It's very weird, and I'm going to run it down in a very simple, matter-of-fact way so we'll all understand what the deuce is happening. So Joe Biden, Hunter's father, is on vacation. I don't know what the difference is between his workday and his vacation, since he works very lightly. Let's put it that way. Let's be polite to the president. He's out 10 days. When he comes back, he's supposed to go out west, talk about global warming in Arizona, New Mexico. Yeah, you know the deal. Meantime, the Trump campaign is rolling along despite being indicted every day. We'll get to that. We'll explain that a little bit, try to add a little context to it. But I'm going to make a prediction here on the last day of July. Bad things are going to happen soon in the political arena. I mean, I could see it coming. And no matter how they try to protect President Biden, and no matter how they try to hammer Donald Trump, this time in September, maybe after Labor Day, a week after Labor Day, the landscape's going to be different. So stay here, please, on the No Spin News Band. That is the subject of this evening Talking Points Memo. All right, so the House Oversight Committee is in charge of hunting down, pardon the pun, Hunter Biden's financial situation. You all know the IRS caught him not paying taxes. He tried to do a plea deal. The judge threw it out because it was a sweetheart deal. The Justice Department refused to really investigate Hunter Biden in a massively corrupt action. But now it moves forward. So the guy who probably knows more about Hunter Biden's relationship with his father, Joe Biden, vis-a-vis business, is Devin Archer. Now, very strange. So Archer testifies or answers questions, there he is, in D.C. today, but not under oath. Very, very strange. Why not? Why isn't he under oath? Because his lawyers didn't want him under oath. That's why. I don't know. I mean, if I were Jim Jordan, the head of the Oversight Committee, I would have taken him, oath or no oath, but that's really strange. Now, here's the second strange thing. On Saturday, the Justice Department writes a letter to the judge who sentenced Devin Archer to a year and a day in prison for defrauding a Native American tribe. Archer has appealed that conviction, but now the appeals have run out. He has to serve the time. All right? So the Justice Department, 2 days before Archer is supposed to talk to Congress, issues a letter on a Saturday, never done. Never done. Telling the judge, you got to put this guy in jail now. Now, the Justice Department knew the judge wasn't going to act that quickly and prevent Devin Archer from testifying. They knew that. So the right-wingers and the conspiratorialists who say, oh, they try to prevent the testimony. No. What this was an intimidation play, a message to Devin Archer that we're going to make your life a living hell. We, the Justice Department, which runs the Bureau of Prisons, by the way, we're going to make your life a living hell, all right, if you attack President Biden. That's what the message was. And there's no question about that, all right? So let me set up, before we tell you what Archer said. Archer and Christopher Hines, the ketchup heir, John Kerry's stepson. Archer, Christopher Hines, and Hunter Biden were buds at Yale. They all got into business. Rosemont Seneca. Okay? And the business was basically getting money from foreign companies for nothing. All right? They did business with Bohai Capital. It's a Chinese investment fund. They did business with Burisma. Devin Archer was on the board of Burisma in Ukraine. They did business in Russia, Romania, massive amounts of money. We know between 17 and 30 just to Hunter Biden and his Uncle Jim. We don't know what Hines got out of it or Archer. Okay, anyway. So Archer, he shows up after 3 other attempts to get him to testify in front of Congress. Now, here is what we know. I'm going to quote it. We'll put it on a full screen. Those listening on the radio, I'm not going to read it fast so you absorb it. Okay, here. This is a report from The Hill. Former Hunter Biden business associate Devin Archer said during closed-door testimony that Hunter Biden included President Biden on a number of phone calls and presumably included business associates, according to one lawmaker's account of the testimony. A revelation that is likely to fuel Republican attempts to link the president to his son's business dealings. But the Democratic lawmaker said that Archer's testimony to the House Oversight Committee did not show the president was involved in Hunter Biden's business dealings, unquote. Okay, so we believe that that Democrat that talked to The Hill and Politico is Dan Goldman from New York, an apologist for President Biden, a defender, staunch defender of him. But the fact that Hunter Biden included President Biden on a number of business phone calls is enough now to get a subpoena to take a sworn deposition from Joe Biden. Okay? So Joe Biden, that's enough. Go in. He's not going to appear. You go into the White House, raise his hand. A Democrat, a Republican, whatever, Jordan, somebody else goes in, asks the questions under oath. Biden can say executive privilege, I'm not going to do it, gets impeached like that. And see where we are now? So this testimony today from Devin Archer, it doesn't matter whether Congressman, what's his name, Goldman thinks Biden had something to do with the business or not. The fact that Archer said that President Biden were on some of these calls, and we'd have to get a timeline. Vice President Biden, private citizen Biden, President Biden. But remember, Biden said he had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. He didn't say it under oath, but he said it. Okay, so this is big. This is a big story. Now, it's going to be ignored by the corrupt corporate media. We all know that, but it's big. So you have a situation where this guy, Devon Archer, and I don't know what else he says specifically. We will know. Jordan's going to release the whole transcript. And believe me, they'll pour over it. But that's the headline. So as far as the Justice Department, they don't care. They couldn't care less. So when they issued that letter, the Justice Department, Merrick Garland, Tim, he had to okay that letter to the judge to put Devin Archer in jail. The head of the Oversight Committee, James Comer, the congressperson from Kentucky, said this. Go.
The letter from the Department of Justice is trying to nudge the judge to go ahead and sentence Devin Archer for something unrelated to what we're going to be talking to him about tomorrow. It's odd that it was issued on a Saturday, and it's odd that it's right before he's scheduled to come in to have an opportunity to speak in front of the House Oversight Committee and tell the American people the truth about what really went on with Burisma. So, I don't know if this is a coincidence.
Yeah, you know, Congressman, it's not a coincidence. It's just what I said. It's an intimidation. So anyway, the story moves forward. The train picks up speed. Devin Archer on the record. Yeah, Joe was on some of those business calls. Telling you, this is not going to end well for President Biden. That's the memo. New poll. Harvard, Harris asked about the Justice Department and the FBI. First question. Please indicate if you have a favorable or unfavorable view of the Justice Department. Favorable, 47, unfavorable, 35. That's pretty weird. Favorable FBI, 54, unfavorable, 31. So most of you watching me now, you don't have a favorable view of the Justice Department or the FBI. But this reflects people who don't know anything. All right, so there was 2,068 registered voters polled, 37 Democrat, 36% Republican, fair poll. But most people, they don't know. They don't know. You are probably paying too much for your Medicare supplement, especially if your plan is through the liberal AARP. Folks, there is an alternative, AMAC. Their Medicare advisory service is the gold standard of quality. They offer plans from dozens of insurers, and you'll get the right plan at an affordable price without all the woke nonsense. The licensed, experienced advisors at AMAC are dedicated to answering your Medicare questions, explaining your options, and helping you choose a plan that suits your health needs and your budget. But what really makes them special is their values, faith, family, and freedom. Don't get caught up in the confusion of Medicare. Your consultation with a knowledgeable AMAC advisor is free of any financial commitment or leftist agenda. So you can visit them today, and I hope you do, amac.com/US/trust. That's amac.us/TRUST trust. All right, here's the mail. David Payne, I was so glad on Thursday when you brought up the in-your-face insult of Hunter Biden at the state dinners. It really irked me when I saw it. What also irked me was the carefree, arrogant reception he got from the other elites there. Well, you got to expect that. If you're invited to the White House, even if Hunter Biden's there, you're not going to cold shoulder him because that's impolite. And these people are all in a club. You get invited to state dinner, you're in the Biden club, or the Trump club, or the Obama club. Now, Trump didn't have a lot of state dinners. He didn't, wasn't really what he wanted to do. Hugh Gonzalez, Maitland, Florida. I'm a regular viewer of the No Spin News premium member. Beside the Wall Street Journal, are there any other newspapers we're subscribing to? I get a local paper, Newsday on Long Island, because I want to know what's going on around me. Newsday kind of leans left, and they're doping on the editorial page a lot, but that's okay. In your town, you got to evaluate. Local news is important, but there are very, very few now newspapers that are any good locally. So it's not a good situation. Charlie Fish, Colonial Heights, Virginia. You mentioned in one of your email responses, Bill, that somebody else was paying Hunter Biden's fines and expenses. I may have asked before, would this be declared as income? No, it's a loan. So the guy out in LA, they call him the Sugar Brother. The lawyer, name escapes me at the moment, he was the guy with the bong and all that. He's paying all Hunter Biden's bills. But he says they're loans to Hunter. Good luck getting paid back. He knows he's not going to get paid back. Charles Mahorny, Lancaster, Kentucky. Bill, you say Trump shouldn't do the debate because his opponents say bad things about him. Don't you think they'll do that? Anyway, look, it would be insane, and I mean that literally, for Donald Trump to walk in there and have 6 or 7 other Republicans throw stuff in his face, legal stuff, and I mean, he'd be crazy to do that. He's not got anything to gain by doing that. Slinging mud all for 2 hours, mud. Is that really? That going to help him out? No. Shirley, voters are responsible for electing politicians' office. Anyone can run for office. It's the voters who determine if the candidate is qualified and capable. A minuscule number of voters actually research the candidate. It's true. It's true. I mean, people are busy. They depend on the media, which is undependable. So, system's crashing. Carl, when I was in Vietnam, Bob Hope came to visit. We forgot about the hell we were living in and were transported back to the States for a few hours. I will never forget what he did for us. We did a Bob Hope tribute last week on his 100th anniversary of his life, but he's dead, of course. Al, Bob Hope entertained in Vietnam when I was there. I did not get to see him, however. Bob was the greatest morale booster ever for the troops over there. Those lovely girls who left the comforts of home to come to a war zone, I salute them all. They were good shows. I followed that closely. I just want to say I really respect everybody who served in Vietnam, who answered the call from their country, even though it was a misguided call and not the politicians sold you out. They did. They sold you. LBJ and, Nixon wrapped it up, but they weren't looking out for you. So I salute all the Vietnam vets. Stephen Koch. Found your program on the first, hooked on the No Spin News. I want to keep what's going on, but I don't know if it's good for my health. I get very angry and upset with the swamp. Also, where's Dennis Miller these days? Look, I get angry with the swamp too. Good for your health. It's better for your health if you know what's going on, because you're going to get blindsided if you don't. So more information you get, the better. Miller's retired. Miller's telling me he's living large out in California and Idaho. You know, he's flouncing around. You know, maybe someday we'll bring him back. Chris Alonso ordered 2 tickets for the New York State of Mind show with you and Sid Rosenberg. Very excited about it. You will always remember the show. That's the only thing I tell you. You will never forget it. Paul Trandell, Cleveland, Tennessee, just received my complimentary copy of Killing the Killers, upgrading from a premium to a concierge membership. Very wise move. You got an insurance policy now, Paul, and we don't raise our rates. The first sentence of the book was a grabber. I couldn't put it down. Most excellent. Killing the Killers is an excellent book. You get a choice. You upgrade from premium to concierge or become a premium or concierge member. Any killing book you want. Right there. Okay, we have a bunch of summer reading that we want you to do, because we have Killing Crazy Horse, Killing the Killers, Killing the Legends, all bundled together, along with a Team Normal hat for $32.95. You will not find a better deal in this country. We got the bumper stickers. All right, don't be a pinhead. Atheism, nothing there. Team Normal. 6 stickers, $14.95. Have fun, give them out. All of that. Don't be a pinhead is my favorite. Brand new word of the day. Do not be a rotomontade. Rotomontade. Huh? R-O-T, but it's pronounced rod. O-M-O-N-T-A-D-E. Rotomontade. Don't be that. Back with final thought on the Beach Boys in a moment. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped a whopping 20%. 2023 could be worse. You are right to be worried. So call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I've been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers and have the highest rating in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201, or text Bill to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201, or text Bill to 65532. Here's the final thought. As some of you know, Beach Boys are friends of mine, have been for decades. I grew up with them and love their music. It's timeless. It's summer. So they wandered through Long Island over the weekend, or up in New England this week. I mean, it's like they do 180 dates a year, these guys. It's unbelievable. So I went out to see them at the West Hampton Theater last night, and a few laughs backstage. Mike Love is 82. Bruce Johnston, who came on very early, is 81. And these guys are unbelievable. Roll the tape. Very gender-specific song. Surfer Girl. Classic. I mean, they did 2 hours. Just the hits. They didn't have to do any filler. And they didn't even have an intermission. It was like boom, 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 catch you wave. And the crowd in the beginning, older, as you would expect, with some younger people, but mostly older people. And, but at the end, they're all dancing around. I mean, some lady with a cane almost decapitated me during Kokomo. I mean, it was like, I got to get out of here. These senior citizens are out of control. Talk about pickleball. I mean, it was, but the boys were really, really good. And it's not just the songs and the concert. It's your life. It's your summer life. I mean, it just evokes so many memories. You come back, and it was an age of innocence, and totally different than today, better than today in most areas. And that's what we're going to talk about in the New York state of mind, how that transition happened. But anyway, Love and Johnson and the guys, excellent job last night. 82 and 81 years old, they still got it. Thanks for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.